Hi guys, and welcome back to Petrolhead Podcasts. The Cadillac Escalade has consistently been the top-selling full-size luxury SUV in America, with buyers being attracted to its combination of high-end luxury, cutting-edge technology, an extremely practical cabin, and great road presence. For 2025, the Escalade has received a significant mid-cycle refresh that has enhanced its competitiveness and appeal, but with an all-new Infiniti QX80 and a significantly refreshed Lincoln Navigator also coming to market for 2025, does the Escalade still have what it takes to keep its crown as the best full-size luxury SUV? Join me as I go through an in-depth comparison to give you the answer. Today, we will be comparing the top-of-the-range 2025 Cadillac Escalade Premium Luxury Platinum, which has a starting MSRP of $121,390 against the 2025 Infiniti QX80 Autograph, which has a starting MSRP of $110,595, and the 2025 Lincoln Navigator Black Label, which has a starting MSRP of $116,495. Firstly, looking at exterior styling, the updated 2025 Escalade sports a significantly revised front end inspired by the all-electric Escalade IQ. The new split headlight design looks imposing and fills up the face of the vehicle better than the previous model's lights, while the grille has remained mostly unchanged and still looks good. On the side, nothing has changed, and the Escalade retains its very impressive proportions, with the extremely tall hood, the floating C and D pillar design, and the very effective shoulder line combining to give the Escalade great road presence. Round back, the car also stays mostly unchanged and looks good, although the vertical taillights look slightly old-fashioned, but as a whole the rear-end design is effective. The all-new Infiniti QX80, just like the Escalade, is full of road presence. Just like the Escalade, the split headlights up front are executed well, and the upper lights merge nicely into the signature Infiniti grille. I think the design is good, but perhaps not as tough and squared off as it needs to be. On the side, the Infiniti has an excellent design with a floating roof look similar to the Escalade, and very smooth and uncluttered surfacing, although the fake air vent near the front doors does look out of place. Round back again, the design is fine, but I do think the full-width taillights are a little too glitzy and don't look tough enough. The new Lincoln Navigator is a significantly refreshed version of the previous model and boasts an all-new design from the A-pillar forwards. The slimmer headlights and the wider grille inspired by the new Lincoln Nautilus looks far more modern and sophisticated than the previous model's front end, and new features such as the illuminated grille are a nice touch. On the side, nothing much has changed, and the Lincoln's general proportions look good, although the black trim piece on the front doors with the Navigator lettering looks like an afterthought. Round back, the new Navigator has a challenging design. The designers tried to integrate the taillights of the Nautilus on the car, but given the boxy overall look of the Navigator, the curved and full-width taillights do not work well with the Navigator's overall look, and the previous model's rear end seems more cohesively styled. Overall, for design, the best of the three for me is the Escalade, which seems the most well-resolved vehicle without any glaring faults. In second is the Infiniti, which has great proportions, but the front and rear don't seem muscular enough for this segment. In last is the Navigator, which has a very stylish front end, but the rear end design is extremely challenging. Moving on to the interiors, and the 2025 Cadillac Escalade boasts a significantly upgraded cabin featuring a massive curved 55-inch edge-to-edge screen that integrates the instrument cluster, the central infotainment display, and a passenger screen. A smaller, tablet-style display for vehicle controls is also present, and the new screens combine to make for a very futuristic cabin. The latest generation Cadillac software is feature-rich, and the displays feel very high quality. New door cards, a new steering wheel, and upgraded interior materials combine to make the Escalade's interior noticeably more premium than before, compared to the previous model that shared a lot of parts below the belt line, with the Chevy Tahoe and GMC Yukon. Standard specification is great, with an AKG branded 36-speaker audio system, heated, ventilated and massaging front seats, heated second-row seats, a fridge in the center console, rear seat entertainment, a head-up display, soft closed doors and a panoramic sunroof. In terms of practicality, the Escalade is similarly excellent, with a maximum of 44.5 inches of front row legroom, 41.8 inches of second row legroom, 34.9 inches of third row legroom, and a massive shoulder room of 64.2 inches in the second row. The Escalade's maximum cargo capacity of 120.5 cubic feet behind the front seats is also incredibly large. The Infiniti QX80 also boasts a lavish cabin with an all-new design featuring two 14.3-inch displays serving as the instrument cluster and the central infotainment display, supplemented by a small smaller display for vehicle controls. The design feels modern, although not as futuristic as the other two cars. Material quality in the QX80, while still good, is not quite as high-end feeling as the other two cars. The infotainment is also not quite as modern or feature-rich as the other two cars. In terms of standard equipment, the QX80 is good, with a 24-speaker clipped audio system, heated, ventilated, and massaging seats for both the first and second rows, heated third-row seats, a head-up display, and a panoramic sunroof. In terms of practicality, the QX80 is less impressive than the other two cars, with 43.8 inches of front row legroom, 39.2 inches of second row legroom, 32.9 inches of third row legroom, a shoulder room of 63.7 inches in the second row, and a maximum cargo volume of 101 cubic feet behind the front row seats. The Lincoln Navigator boasts an all-new cabin for 2025, featuring a 48-inch edge-to-edge screen and a smaller display for vehicle controls. The screens combined with the new interior design makes the Navigator feel significantly newer and more upmarket than the outgoing model. A new steering wheel and new door cards help to increase the sense of luxury in the Lincoln and differentiate it further from the Ford Expedition that shares the basic platform with the Lincoln. The Lincoln's infotainment is also more feature-rich and sophisticated than the system in the Infiniti. Material quality in the Lincoln is superior to the Infiniti and on the same level with the Cadillac. Standard specification in the Lincoln is lavish, with a 28-speaker Revel sound system, heated, ventilated, and massaging front row and second row seats, heated third row seats, rear seat entertainment, power-adjusted second row seats, and a panoramic sunroof. In terms of practicality, the Lincoln boasts 43.9 inches of front row legroom, 41.1 inches of second row legroom, and 36.1 inches of third row legroom, and a class-leading 65.1 inches of shoulder room in the second row. The Navigator has a massive 103.3 cubic feet of space behind the front row. In terms of interiors, the Lincoln is best, with great technology and materials, excellent practicality, and exceptional levels of standard equipment. The Cadillac is second, with the largest displays and a futuristic and well-built cabin with excellent practicality, but the Escalade's standard specification is not quite as extensive as the Lincoln. In last place is the Infiniti, which is much improved compared to the previous model but does not have the same next-level feel as the other two cars. In terms of drivetrains, the Cadillac Escalade has a 6.2-liter V8 engine, producing 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. This is paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission, sending power through a full-time four-wheel drive system. The Escalade comes standard with air suspension paired with Cadillac's magnetic ride control adaptive damping system. The Escalade accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 6 seconds and achieves a combined fuel economy of 16 mpg. The Escalade has a maximum towing capacity of 7,900 pounds. The Infiniti QX80 has a 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine, producing 450 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. This is paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission, sending power through a full-time four-wheel drive system. The Infiniti features air suspension with adaptive damping. The QX80 accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 6 seconds and achieves a combined fuel economy of 17 mpg. The QX80 has a maximum towing capacity of 8,500 pounds. The Lincoln Navigator has a 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine, producing 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. This is paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission, sending power through a full-time four-wheel drive system. The Navigator uses steel suspension with adaptive damping and Lincoln's Road Preview road surface scan technology. The Navigator accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5.5 seconds and achieves a combined economy of 18 mpg. The Lincoln can tow up to 8,300 pounds. In terms of drivetrains, the Lincoln is the best, with the fastest acceleration, the best economy, and the second best towing capacity. In second is the Infiniti, which has the most power and torque and the highest towing capacity. In third is the Cadillac, which still has a good drivetrain, but has the worst fuel economy, the lowest power outputs, and the lowest towing capacity. In terms of driving experience, the Cadillac drives great for a large full-size SUV. The air suspension results in a soft ride, although the Escalade's body-on-frame structure means road imperfections are still not perfectly ironed out. This is combined with the magnetic ride control dampers that contribute to surprisingly good body control, with limited pitch and roll and excellent agility through corners for this size of vehicle. The move to an independent rear suspension in the current generation has also resulted in a lot more settled highway ride than before. The 6.2-liter V8 is not super fast but is very smooth and quiet, and is paired well with the 10-speed transmission. The steering is also sharper and has better feedback than the other two cars, and the vehicle has excellent brakes. Cadillac's Super Cruise system is also extremely advanced and makes the Escalade a relaxed and stress-free highway cruiser. Compared to European full-size SUVs, the Escalade still has a more leisurely and less settled driving experience. But for a truck-based SUV, the Escalade's driving experience is great. The Infiniti QX80 drives well too. The newly added air suspension suspension gives the QX80 a noticeably better ride than the previous generation, although the ride can still be slightly jiggly over uneven surfaces. The Infiniti also has pretty direct steering, but it does not have the same level of body control as the Cadillac, with more body, lean-in corners and side-to-side motions on the move. The V6 engine is quiet, has a lot of low-end torque, is very smooth and works well with the 9-speed automatic transmission. Infiniti's hands-free driving system is not quite as sophisticated as the systems in the Cadillac and Lincoln, with more driver involvement needed. The Lincoln's driving experience is less composed. The steering in the Navigator is slow and there are noticeable body motions on the move, and the vehicle does not handle as well as the Cadillac. The steel suspension, while offering a decent ride quality, is not as good as the air suspension in the Cadillac and Infiniti, with bumps being felt more in the cabin and there is a less isolated feel. The twin-turbo V6 is very powerful and still smooth, but again the V8 in the Escalade and the V6 in the Infiniti both feel more luxurious in their power delivery and response. Lincoln's Blue Cruise hands-free driving system is just as good as the system in the Cadillac as well. Overall, for driving experience, the Cadillac is the best, combining surprisingly good handling with a great ride quality and a smooth engine. In second place is the Infiniti, which has an excellent engine and good ride quality but has less controlled body motions than the Cadillac. In last is the Lincoln, which has a decent ride but feels the most truck-like to drive overall. So in conclusion, which is the best full-size luxury SUV to buy? Personally, the winner is the Cadillac Escalade. The Escalade combines a well-resolved and imposing exterior with excellent interior quality and technology, and the best driving experience of the three cars. The aging V8, while very smooth and quiet, does let the Escalade down with the lower outputs and worse fuel economy than the other two cars, but overall the Cadillac is the best all-round package. In second place is the new Infiniti QX80. The QX80 has a surprisingly good driving experience and a great new V6 engine with class-leading outputs. However, the interior is not quite as plush as the other two cars. In last place is the Lincoln. The Navigator has an excellent interior with a lot of standard features and a good drivetrain. However, the driving experience lacks the polish of the other two cars and the styling is challenging from certain angles. So what do you guys think of this conclusion, and what are your thoughts on these three full-size luxury SUVs? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, please like this video and subscribe to my channel to be the first to see more amazing content like this in the future. Cheers!